What is up, everyone? Multi-Apples here, bringing another live stream on Twitch and video on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. So we are gonna make some changes. I'm managing Ajax Amsterdam. So give some players some time off, actually. Bear with me while I make changes to the lineup. Right. Is there anyone else? That needs a break? As of right now, no. Let's give Ramaj the start here instead of Passfear. We can give Passfear a break. Right. So if you are watching this on Twitch, here's the link to my YouTube channel. And so yeah, that's Twitch will, because I'm connected to Amazon Prime, Twitch will delete this, I think, in like 60 or 90 days. So if you want to look at this and any other live stream I do on Twitch, once it's gone, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. Usually, it'll be uploaded within 24 hours. I say within 24 hours, but like most of the time when I stream on Twitch, I will actually premiere the stream, so it'll be uploaded, and within 24 hours, it'll finish premiering within 48 hours of me uploading it. So I'll usually upload it the day after I'm streaming, so usually. Because I usually stream in the afternoon when I'm at, and I usually upload it a little bit after midnight, so. And then I usually premiere in the nighttime the next day, so. The day after I live stream on Twitch. It's currently 2:34 p.m. on November 6th, 2024, here in the US. Yeah, I'm gonna make my face cam a little bit smaller. But yeah. Do I know any Willem II players off the top of my head? I'm asking myself. Maybe Kian Vassin and Danny Mazzio. Those names sound familiar. But other than that, no. So let's go ahead and get this game started. So also, if you're watching this on Twitch, I have just been recording myself playing and doing my managing with Ajax, and I haven't exactly been streaming it on Twitch because I've had issues with Twitch over the past month, so. On my YouTube channel, I have it linked, but I also have it linked in the chat and linked down below in Twitch. So I have been playing, if you want to see me more of the games that I've been doing with Ajax that I haven't exactly been doing on Twitch, so. I don't have it in a playlist. I think I need to start creating playlists on YouTube and It's gonna take me a while to get all the videos in the playlist if I start, so. Oh, there appears to be an injury for the Willem Twey player. I know Ajax plays in the Europa League tomorrow, so. I'm looking forward. I know I saw Real Madrid play last night. I didn't watch the Real Madrid game live, but I did watch Real Madrid live, so. I didn't watch them live, so. So yeah, that sucks that that player's injured, but. Sorry, I'm just. I zoned out a little bit, sorry, just now, and. Twice. That's like the second time I zoned out. Ah, he's offside, unfortunately, so. We have Ramaj as. Our goalie. He's not our everyday goalie in this game against Willem Twey. But. He is playing against Willem Twey today, so he's not our everyday goalie in the Eredivisie. That's Remco Pasveer. So yeah, Real Madrid played yesterday. They played against AC Milan. They didn't really play as well as I'd hoped, but they haven't been playing as well as they should be this season. So that's right to the goalie, unfortunately. Oh, I thought he was going to slide into him, commit a foul, unfortunately. Thankfully, he didn't. Nico Holtz with the goal right there. That's goal number 2 for us in the game, thankfully. I'm hoping Ajax can win tomorrow, but I'm sure they will. I don't remember. I think they're playing Maccabi Tel Aviv, which is a team in Israel, in the Israeli Premier League. And it's a home game for Ajax. So that should be to our advantage. We'll have home field advantage. And we surprisingly only lost one game. I say surprisingly because that's a goal right there. They're doing better than I expected because based off how they played last season, Ajax. So we have a new coach and several new players, so maybe a new coach and new players was what we needed because we had a lot of new players last year and some of them left. So and The players weren't playing as well as they should be. I felt, and I think the coaches we had the past couple of seasons weren't exactly bringing the best out of the players at the same time. So that's gonna be offside. So yeah. Though we were gonna struggle a bit more this season, but we lost one game and we drew one game. I think against Willem Twer Go Ahead Eagles was the game we drew, and we actually beat Feyenoord and PSV this last week, this past week. So I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting us to beat PSV and Feyenoord, but I'm glad we did. So I say us like I'm a part of the team. I'm not. I'm just a fan that's living in another country. I'm not living in the Netherlands. I don't even speak Dutch, so I'm gonna make this a little bit more difficult, actually. Now, I don't want to win like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0 every game. I want it to be a bit challenging. Uh, Duke scored. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's not. I know he's not playing in Ajax in real life, but I don't actually remember which team he's playing for. So like some of the players I have aren't real players, and others like Duke are real players, but they play for different teams. He's from Cape Verde. Jan Fitzjim. Uh, Ali Kulov is Uzbek, and he's a real player, but he doesn't play for Ajax in real life. Like Cancio's from San Marino, but he is not a real person. So let's put in Chuba Akpon for Duke, and we can put in Van der Bomen for Jan Fitzjim, and Kenneth Taylor, who has actually in real life been playing better for Ajax this year than last season. Jans can come out for Ibrahim, and then we can have Ruli come out for Ramaj. And we're out of substitutions, so we can't play Rasmussen. So Kenneth Taylor's been playing better this year than last year. Yeah, so I'm really happy for him. If you compare last season and this year, he's definitely the most improved player. Him and Mika Holtz. I would give actually Keon Fitzjim the most improved, but he wasn't. My only reason for not is that he wasn't in the first team consistently enough to actually. He wasn't part of the first team last season and wasn't playing consistently enough to actually earn that award, because he was with young Ajax, I think, for about half the season. But if you want to include players like who were part of the Ajax, like whether they played or they were in the bench, then yes, you could say Fitzjim is up there as well with Mika Goltz and Kenneth Taylor. Like, of all the players, like, I'd give it the most improved to Kenneth Taylor because he has been consistently playing last year and this year, and he's improved a lot. But in terms of Mika Holtz is another one. But if you want to, like, talk about most improved player in terms of rising through the youth ranks and actually making it to the team and, you know, playing a couple of games last season and then actually starting and then showing why he should be a starter, then Keon Fitzjim is easily the best player. But, like, last year was just an off year for Kenneth Taylor, so. But Ajax has always been known for, producing players and having them come out of the academy and being really good. And Keon Fitzgerald is a good example of that. Oh, right off the crossbar. It's a little too powerful. That is going to be... That should be a... free kick, or... Not free kick, corner kick. That's going to be a goal kick. That was just a bad shot by me, a bad header. So if you're watching this on YouTube, actually, I know I was talking about watching this on Twitch. If you want to watch me on Twitch, the links to my Twitch channel, I may actually have that in the live chat if I do decide to premiere this and actually remember to talk in the live chat, which I should. I will link it in the live chat. And if it's not in the live chat, it will be in the description. I don't really have a set time. I usually try to stream around 2 or 2:30 Central Standard Time. So you got it to Chuba Akpom. Let me just turn off my mic really quick.
Well, let's see this again. This is counter-attacking football at its very best. And once he gets onto it, he just smashes it past the keeper with great technique. What an emphatic finish that is.
Voor Ajax, nummer 10, Akpom. Gelieve geen drinkbekers op het veld te
Jesse
gooien.
Boss.
De spelers zijn al genoeg te doen.
Good tackle.
Dank u.
And he's made headway. Well, fantastic reflex action. Oh, tight offside decision, but the flag does go up. And time for the change now. And the right place to cut out.
I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Bear with me. Hold on. And we nearly scored, but we were offside, and we would have been offside there as well. We're up 7-0, so I really can't complain about the score. Oh, we should have had it there. So I mainly watch two teams in terms of soccer, and that's Ajax Amsterdam and Real Madrid. And There are other teams I watch. I say I watch, but there are other teams I like, and I try to watch the. Well, I should start really watching their highlights on YouTube, but because I don't always have the time to watch those teams, but there are other teams I like. But I will sit down and watch Real Madrid and Ajax Amsterdam. Uh, can't watch every game because I know the Copa del Rey, which is the Spanish Cup. I need should be going on, but it hasn't started this year for Real Madrid. I'm gonna start watching that, and then the Champions League I watch on Paramount Plus, and I watch Real Madrid, and that's a horrible header. And then the La Liga games I'll watch on the La Liga games I will watch on ESPN Plus here in the US. So I think I'm gonna add the schedule to create a schedule on Twitch. It's gonna be 2:30, which is there are gonna be some exceptions to that. So I'll adjust it when on those days where I can't really guarantee a stream at 2:30. So like I can't guarantee I'll be streaming tomorrow. Well, I can. I'm just not gonna be talking because I still live with my parents and it's gonna be nighttime, so I won't be able to talk. So, all right. Owen Windall, who is a phenomenal player. Not an everyday player, but he's phenomenal for Ajax. So yeah, it's like the friendlies I don't watch because they're not really shown on ESPN. Let's go to calendar and simulate the Europa League games because for some reason UEFA doesn't like it when you show their stuff, even though it's essentially free promotion for them. Not that they need any help. So we lost to Man United, so that's what I get for simulating. But like, I wouldn't be able to show this on YouTube if I were to play the Europa League game. Hence why I have to simulate. Enter Tstashe, so I'm of Trinidadian descent. So let's go ahead and sign a player. Let's go ahead and recall the scout. And I'm also of Dutch descent, so... Two unread messages. Let's... Ooh, so we have an international offer to be the head coach of Scotland, which I will actually gladly accept. I'm not Scottish, though. I was born in the UK. I've never been to Scotland, though. I'd love to go to Scotland, though. I have been to the Netherlands, actually. Academy. Let's see. Has our Guy come back? No. Let's go to match day. Team management. So let's. Ruli's not happy about his playing time. Give Berghaus another day off. Rasmussen can come in for Mika Holt. So Pasveer will be on the bench today in case Ruli gets injured. Sosa is still a bit tired. You can have Univar. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. He can play. Wrench is a bit tired, so he can come off. We can have Ibrahim play, and Ciso can actually play for Kaplan. Yoral Hato can come out for Yuri Bass, or for Yuri Bass. So we can have an Axel Dongen. So far, so good. And have Alikov sit this one out. So let's play the match. Got some drinks with me. I got some Diet Coke. There's actually Coke Zero Sugar with me. Yeah, Coke Zero Sugar. I got some Diet Dad's Root Beer with me. Hold on. Got some Diet Dr. Pepper as well. I love Diet Dr. Pepper. It's one of my favorite sodas. Yeah, Diet Dr. Pepper. And I got some Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. It's Christmas themed. Christmas is a little over a month away, and I'm really excited about Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. I know Dick Proper from the NSA player. I remember him. And Sonia Hansen's a former Ajax player. He's on the bench, and I think I remember Fabricio. That name sounds familiar. I'm drinking some Dad's Diet Root Beer. This so there are three kinds of root beer I like. Cause one thing I like about root beer is it's non-alcoholic. I don't really like alcoholic drinks. I've never liked the taste, and I know root beer is an American drink. So I could be wrong about it being an American drink, but it's primarily American. So it's one of my favorite kinds of sodas, and there are the three types of root beers I like are A&W root beer, Barks root beer, and Dad's Diet root beer. Now I've had other root beers that I've actually haven't liked. I forgot to make this a little more difficult actually. I really should have, but I forgot. So yeah, I've had root beer that I haven't liked actually, and I've shown it on my channel. Don't remember the name of it, but I can think I know it's from Fresh Market, which is an American restaurant, or not American restaurant, it's an American grocery store that's really healthy and actually tends to make a lot of good stuff to eat and drink. But for some reason, I just don't like root beer. I don't like they sell a brand of root beer that I don't like. I get Dad's Diet root beer from Fresh Market, and I like it, but the other kind of root beer I'm thinking of, I just don't like. So, but I tend to like root beer. Actually, of all the drinks there are, I don't really like alcoholic drinks, which is a good thing. I like soda, which is actually not really that healthy for you. It's something I really need to cut out. Like bad shots like that, so. Now, root beer is a type of soda, so. Actually, surprisingly, there is one type of ginger ale I've had. I think it's ginger ale. Canada's dry ginger ale, I think. I'm not sure if that's the brand name, what it's called, but I think it's ginger ale, and I like it. And I know ginger ale is a type of soda, and I actually do not like it. So, but yeah, there's one type of I think ginger ale that I do like, but I don't tend to like ginger ale. I don't tend to like sparkling water though, or club soda. I'm not sure if anyone's ever had club soda, but now I say I don't like alcohol, but there's one I've had two alcoholic drinks that I like. One's an alcoholic soda, and the other is a drink known as Brandy Alexander. It's kind of like the alcoholic milkshake. So, but there's not much alcohol in it, and I think I haven't had the alcoholic soda in years, and I rarely have Brandy Alexander. It's like maybe a couple times a year, and it's really only around the holidays. So that's a good thing that I don't drink alcohol. So there is. Let's see what other types of drinks. Like, and I'm going on and on about food and stuff, but food and drinks. I love water and flavored water. Actually, I don't really tend to like energy drinks. That's It's been years since I've had a Monster Energy drink and Red Bull. I actually think it's been maybe like a decade and a half since I've had a Red Bull and a Monster Energy. At least a decade, because I remember the time period when I used to drink it somewhat, but I don't like really cold tea, you know, like Snapple I used to drink a lot, and I used to like. I'm not sure if I would like it or not now, but it's been a long time. That's another drink I haven't had in like a long time, like 10 years or so. So like those cold tea drinks I don't really like. I don't really like carrot juice actually. I do like a lot of juices though. And milk. Actually, I prefer chocolate milk to white milk, but I just know I never really liked drinking white milk. So let's see what else. I've never really liked green tea as well. Any type of green tea or most teas actually. There's like, oh gosh. I don't know the name of it, but I drink it just about every day. Yeah, my mom makes it for me. I'll have to ask her the name of it, but I love it. Oh, and we allowed the goal. Really, you know what? That's what you weren't happy about your playtime, but then we play you and you allow a goal. Make that make sense. So, oh gosh, I've had Fanta in the UK and England. The English do not know how to make Fanta because it is not sugary like it is in the US. Now, I do need goalies, so I am going to leave. Yeah, Forbes come out. Unavar scored. He needs some rest, so we can put in Linson. Vindal can come in for Kenneth Taylor. Jordan Henderson can come out for DC Yancey. And let's put in Akpom for Keon Fitzjim. So yeah, but I love Fanta. Fanta's probably my favorite soda that's made in America. So I don't know if anyone watching this has ever been to the West Indies, but if you have, is Solo available in your country? Because I know that's a type of soda. Is Solo available where you've been? Because I know that's made in Trinidad, and I'm pretty sure that's made in Trinidad and Tobago. And I've been to Trinidad and Tobago many times. And every time I go there, I always get a couple bottles of Solo. Because Solo is my favorite soda. It's basically the Caribbean version of Fanta is the best way to describe it, only much better and less sugary. It's a type of soda, so it's probably my favorite soda in the whole world. Dr. Pepper's second. I like Mr. Pibb, but I haven't had Mr. Pibb in ages. So, and A&W Root Beer and Barks Root Beer are probably rounding up my top 5. So, I need to ask the Brits this, especially the English, because I've been to I haven't seen this in Gibraltar when I went, but if you're English, can you educate me on this? Is Lucozade a soda or is it an energy drink? Because I first had Lucozade when I actually went to Trinidad and Tobago. And then I remember that was in 2010 and I went to the island of Tobago. And this hotel actually I was staying at had it. And I know it's a British drink. I know it's an English drink. But I didn't actually have Lucozade again until I went back to England last year and I lived there for 3 months. Because I was doing a course in university and I just decided that course wasn't the right course for me. It was for teaching and I decided teaching wasn't the right career path for me. So, I do get paid off of YouTube, so technically I do have a job as a YouTuber, but it's not like a lot of money. It's like $20 a month, so in a sense I do have a job, just not a good paying job. So I'm looking for another job to do because now that my YouTube channel is monetized, I would like to do YouTube as a living. I just don't really get a lot of views. So That's a good goal though by NAC. So yeah, but anyway, for English, is Lucozade an energy drink or is it a soda or is it a different kind of drink? Because it, to me, I don't remember. I vaguely remember it being branded as an energy drink, but it tastes more like a soda. So like, I would love to move back to the UK. I actually want to move back to the UK. Um, I would like to, it doesn't matter where in the UK, but I'd love to move back to the UK. So, as we score there. And the reason I ask the English specifically, because I know it's available in England, I've been to Gibraltar, but that's for like a couple of hours. Because I was visiting Spain in 2019. I went to Madrid and Malaga. I remember taking a train to Malaga from Madrid, and then I spent like several hours in Gibraltar. So I would love to go back to Gibraltar and actually live. Well, actually, I'd like to live in Gibraltar if I can find a good place, but it's very crowded. Um, so I don't really remember going into like any of the grocery stores. So if it's in Gibraltar, and the only other place in the UK I've been to is England. So I will actually be right back again. Hold on. But yeah, the reason I asked the English is because Lucozade is not sold here in the US. I don't know why, but it's just not sold. Now, I've had it in the US, but that's because I got it for Christmas last year off of Amazon. You can actually get it on Amazon, but it has to be like imported from the UK, so. So I don't know if like it's sold in Northern Ireland or Gibraltar or Scotland or Wales or the Falkland Islands or any other British territory. So maybe those of you that are British can educate me on that on Lucozade. I've had Gatorade and Powerade. I've had that on my channel. So drunk those while I'm talking and streaming on my channel in the past on my YouTube channel. So yeah. And I've had solo before as well on my channel. When I was streaming and talking, so. Here's a type of soda that you can only really find in the UK. I don't remember the name of it, but look it up. And I liked it, but it's branded as American soda and tastes exactly like American soda would. So. See, oh, there is a one British snack. One thing I miss is like I know if you ever seen the Hasbro gummy bears, they're made at least the bags they're sold. And I didn't learn this until I moved back from the UK, back in December. But they taste the same, but well, mostly there's a small difference between the ones that are sold in the UK and the ones that are sold in the US. And the ones sold in the US aren't as good as the ones sold in the UK. For the most part, they taste the same, but there's a slight difference. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It'd be easier for me to show it if I ever get my bags on both versions. Or if I ever get my hands on a version of both bags, but who knows, maybe one day I'll review food on my YouTube channel. Unlikely, I'm not going to be like one of those mukbang eaters. If I ever do, I'm not going to be like one of those mukbang eaters that eats an unhealthy amount of food for a single meal. Because one, that is just unhealthy. And two, that is not good for you. I don't want to do that. All these sodas I have here are diet soda, and those aren't good for you. Diet soda isn't really the healthiest thing. Water is, but I drink. Don't get me wrong. I drink enough fair share of water, but then there are times and days where I'm in the mood for something that has taste, and water just really doesn't have any taste. You can add stuff. You can get flavored water and add stuff to water and make it more flavorful. But water by itself is more helpful. Is more healthy. So I think. Oh, this is pretty dope. I didn't know this, but we are the coach of the Scottish women's team. That is pretty cool, actually, if you ask me. I actually didn't know that was possible. I know they have women's teams in this game, but I'm kind of glad that we can actually coach women's team now. Alright, so let's go to the academy section. One thing I like to do, and I would do if I was a head coach and I had scouts, is, you often expect, like, good players to come out of France, Belgium, Germany, Brazil, England, you know, Argentina, Italy, and you wouldn't expect them to come out of like the lesser known countries or the countries that don't really have as strong soccer teams. And I want to actually, if I was a coach, I'd scout players and develop. I know that's not necessarily the smartest thing. Let's do Bosnia and Herzegovina. Or no, not Bosnia and Herzegovina, because we have had a player recently from Bosnia and Herzegovina. No disrespect to the country, but let's look for players in East Timor. Or Timor-Leste. 9 months, so right back to and right winger as well. So yeah, I would go for players in lesser known countries as well and just develop them throughout the youth academy as well if I was a coach. So, but I must admit that's not may not be the smartest decision. Although I would love to see like countries like produce really like more diverse player or like more diverse like I'd love to see countries in different you know how should I say this not the stereotypical countries you'd see produce a lot of players but other less known countries as well so produce good players so not that there's wrong with getting players and producing players from Brazil, Argentina, Italy, or any of the other countries I mentioned, but rest conference. So I'll play Copland and Taylor. I haven't played Copland or Taylor in the past couple of games. And we're gonna play Brian Brobby, so I like Brian Brobby, and I like watching Brobby play. And I say this because I believe he can be better, but I don't think he's playing as well as he could be, and I don't think he's playing it to the best of his ability. So Rulli is still unhappy. So you know what? We can actually search players. How about yeah. Let's go for the A League. Melbourne City. Patrick Beach. So I'm gonna look for a goalie though. And what we can do okay, so yeah, now that I've looked for is we're gonna do a player swap. And let's bring in Tyga Harper. Let's approach to buy actually. I hope I actually pronounced his name correctly. So, no, not fullback. Rulli. So, yeah. Okay, so what about Patrick Beach? Rulli, who's a good. Okay, so that's a no for Rulli. Approach to sign Marshall Bersham. I probably butchered his name. Sorry about that. Let's do 4 years. Counter. We're gonna. All right. So, with that being said, go to Squad Hub and release Ruli. Sorry, but we played you for a game and a half. So, because if we don't play pass fair enough, he's gonna start getting upset, and yeah, so we're gonna leave our lineup as is and actually have our new goalie come in at halftime. And Ruli allowed 2 goals in last game, so I've been to Amsterdam. I've never been to Denver. I've been to Denver, Colorado, but not the place where Go Ahead Eagles is from. So this is an away game for us. We're playing at Go Ahead Eagles. I think we either lost or drew against Go Ahead Eagles earlier in real life against Ajax this season. So Go Ahead Eagles either beat or drew Deventer. I'm questioning my reading ability. So I remember a lot of these players actually from the game. And it was actually a good team, actually. Go Ahead Eagles played phenomenally well against Ajax. I'll be the first to admit that Ajax is a good team. And PSV was undefeated until they played Ajax on Saturday, and I was hoping Ajax would win, but I wasn't expecting Ajax to win, if that makes any sense. I felt that if Ajax was gonna win, it wouldn't be in the way it wouldn't be as well as weren't gonna play as well as they did actually, and I was expecting PSV to actually do better than they actually did. I say this as an Ajax fan, and PSV had been playing phenomenal up until that game. So I'm glad Ajax won. Don't get me wrong. It's just, and I'm glad they played as well as they did. It's just I wasn't expecting them to do as well against PSV. Francesco Ferrioli is a really amazing coach for Ajax. We have played one fewer game against PSV, so I think we're 5 points behind PSV, so we really need to win every game, and we need PSV to at least lose one and draw one, or lose both games. I prefer PSV to lose, but sorry, PSV fans. I'm an Ajax fan, so it's just like to any PSV fan out there, they would want Ajax to lose. I want PSV to lose, so it's part of the rivalry, so But PSV, I'll give PSV credit. They are doing phenomenally well this year. I wouldn't be surprised if PSV actually wins the Eredivisie this year. I want Ajax to win, don't get me wrong. But I'm just surprised Feyenoord isn't doing well. I believe they have a different coach. Excuse me, I nearly burped. The coach they have is, I think, their old coach is now at Liverpool. But they still aren't doing as well as I thought they'd be, so Ajax is back to their winning ways now. So yeah, Brian Brobby is a very talented player, and I think I mentioned this. I may not have finished my thought, but he isn't playing as well as I think he can. And I know he can. He is a very talented player, and I believe he can play better, but I just don't know why he isn't playing as well as I believe he can. Surprisingly, he hasn't scored, so he's a good goal scorer, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, each player's allowed to have like a bad year or something. Hey, he's definitely a better player than I'll ever be, so I'm not that good at the sport of soccer, so I'm not good. I'm not even remotely good, so let's just say if anyone would see me play, I would be banned for life from FIFA. I'm that bad. Another player who, the past couple of years, past like last season and this year, he's playing better this year than he did last year, but another player who isn't playing as well as I know he can play is Francisco Valverde of Real Madrid. And I think that is more because he isn't really playing in his he isn't really playing in he doesn't really know what to do in his position. I'm not really sure what position he should be playing as, but it's not whatever Ancelotti is playing him as. And Carlo Ancelotti is arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach of all time. It's just, I think he has gone as far as he can with Real Madrid. They're not playing as well as they should be playing, in my opinion. And their issues are actually easier to solve than Ajax's issues last season. Because I think Ajax's issues last season is the players weren't motivated to play as well as they could be, as well as they could have, and now they are. So I think Real Madrid is I don't know any of the Ajax players personally that played for Ajax this year or last year, so I wouldn't know how to motivate them, but they weren't playing as well as I thought they could have. And I know they can play, so. Whereas Real Madrid's issues is they have 4 phenomenal strikers that all play their best on the same side. And that's Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vini Jr., and Mbappe. And they all tend to play their best, or prefer to play on the left side of the field. And Vinny, I think it's easier to get him into any position because he's more of a playmaker than he is a natural scorer, whereas Bellingham I think Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe tend to be more natural scorers, whereas Vinny's more of a natural playmaker who can actually score. So the issues with Real Madrid is you spent a lot of money to get Mbappe, so you can't really take him out because he's not playing as well as he should. And you can't really put him on in any other side because you brought him to play on that side. So the issue is with Rodrigo, you'd have to put him on the right side, but you really haven't been playing him every game on the right side. And he's not used to playing on the right side when he's trying to score, so Vinny can put anywhere on in the front and he'll do well. Bellingham, you just put him more. Bellingham is a tougher issue because where Mbappe plays, you'd usually put Jude Bellingham to play. In my opinion, when I watch Ajax, I'm no expert, so I'm be the first one to admit that I could be wrong. So Bellingham, his main issue I think is that now that he's not playing as more of a left wing left striker, to me, I could usually be wrong. He doesn't really know what to do now. I did say I'll play Barshan, so we're gonna play past Vermore, but to have Berghaus come out. So yeah, Jude Bellingham doesn't really know. To me, it seems to me that now he's not playing where Mbappe is and where he normally plays. He doesn't really know where to play or what to do, what's really expected of him. And I bring that up because Valverde, back to my original point with Federico Valverde. I don't know why I called him Francisco or Francesco, but Valverde is like last season and this year seems to be like, strikes me as kind of, he strikes me as like he doesn't know really what's expected of him. And the thing about Valverde is he can really score from anywhere on the field. And which is weird because for most soccer players, they tend to need to be near the goal to score, but Valverde tends to do better when he's further out than he is in closer opinion than when he's closer at the goal, which is very odd because it's normally the opposite. And but my thing is he can actually score from anywhere on the field. If I make any sense, you could put him to like near where Lunin or Thibaut Courtois are playing in goal, and he can easily score if he wanted to. So he could score from his own half, where the goalie is, and score and kick it through to the entire field. Kick it from the entire, nearly the entire field to the other side of the goal, and it can go in. Just about 100% of the times he takes the shot. He's that good, in my opinion. And it's like either he's lost his confidence or he really doesn't know what's expected of him. Like, literally anywhere on the field he can actually score. You could put him where I'm at here in the US, and I'm pretty sure he can score in the Santiago Bernabeu. He's that good. So that's a good goal from Robbie. But again, I'm no soccer expert, and I'm sure playing in the Eredivisie for Brian Brobby or playing As any player in La Liga is more difficult than I realize, so. It's a lot more difficult than people expect it to be, so hey, I'm only saying this because, you know, I know these players can play better than they actually are. I'm pretty sure Linson was outside. Or offside, which he was, so. Can we make any more substitutions? No, we cannot, so. Barsham is Qatari, so. He's a citizen of Qatar. Never been to Qatar. Wonder if he actually played in the World Cup in 2022. Gosh, I love the World Cup. I can easily see why soccer is the most popular sport in the world. Baseball's probably my favorite sport to watch. But soccer is up there as well. So, I don't know what to talk about now, so, yeah. Wonder, I know the next set of World Cup games should be next week, actually. The World Cup qualifying games, that is. So I wonder if any team will make their World Cup debut, excuse me, in the World Cup. In the group stage, at least. Because I know every World Cup since 1930 that's been played has had a team made a debut at least in the group stage. Qatar was the only team to make their debut in the World Cup, and they were qualified as hosts. So it's the first time no team has went through the qualification phase to qualify for the World Cup. But they did have a team make their debut in the World Cup. So for those of you that don't know, because I know not everyone watches soccer or follows the World Cup, the hosts will always qualify for the World Cup. You always get a berth. The next World Cup is going to be in Canada, Mexico, and the US. And all three nations have qualified as hosts in the World Cup, so. So they're expanding to 48 teams in the World Cup. It used to be 32, now it's 48. So, since it's going to be since those three nations are hosting it and qualifying for the World Cup, the World Cup in 2026, which is the next World Cup, the qualification phase will determine the remaining 45 spots of the World Cup, and statistically, chances are you're going to have a team make their debut in the World Cup, but it isn't always guaranteed. So, and historically and statistically, you've had a team qualify more often than not for the first World Cup, because I mean, you've had, as I mentioned, the team qualified for the World Cup, first World Cup, every World Cup that's ever happened in the men's. So, looking forward to it. There are certain teams I would love to see in the World Cup. I would love to see, I'm glad the US is going to be in it, because I'm an American citizen. I voted in the election, but the person that voted for Kamala Harris lost, unfortunately, so I'm not really happy about the results. About that, but I would like to see the US win the World Cup. I would like to see England qualify because I am a British citizen and I was born in England, so. I would like to see England. That's probably the team I'm going to root for the most, England. I'm half Dutch, so I'd like to see the Netherlands play. Actually, you know, I'd love to see the Netherlands play and win the World Cup if England doesn't. They're probably my number two. Uh, Number three is actually Trinidad and Tobago, but the chances of them winning are slim to none. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's also unlikely. I would like to, I'm of Portuguese, French, and Spanish descent, although I know nothing about the cultures of those countries. I've never been to Portugal. I've been to Spain and France. Uh, my great grandparents are from Portugal, Spain, and France, so that's why I root for them. And yeah, that's it. But probably be England, then Trinidad and Tobago, then the Netherlands, and then probably Spain, and then France, and then, or it'll be Portugal, then Spain, then France, then the US. So, in terms of international teams, I support. So it really depends on who's playing who, you know. Like if France is playing the Netherlands, I'll usually root for the Netherlands. But if like France is playing like Spain, I root for a draw. Or I guess Spain because of Danny Carvajal if he's playing. So my father's actually Dutch, so I root for the Netherlands if England and Trinidad and Tobago aren't in it. I would really love to see Holland win the World Cup because he's in his lifetime he's seen them play in three finals and they've lost all three finals. I know they lost to Germany one year. I want to say they lost to Argentina in the other, but I could be wrong. And I know for a fact they lost to Spain in 2010. So I'd really love to see Holland win the World Cup at least once. I don't speak Dutch, so you need to start learning Dutch actually. My main goal right now is to find a good paying job, and I think once I do, and get my hours for the job and adjust my schedule, like my stream schedule for that, I think I'll start learning Dutch after. So. Wouldn't mind being a Dutch citizen. My only issue is that in order to get Dutch citizenship, I have to give up my British and American citizenship, and I want Dutch citizenship, but I don't want to give up English and American or my British and American. So, I've been to Holland, and last time I went was in 2003 when I was 8 years old, and I keep forgetting to change the difficulty to make it a little bit harder. So, from what I remember of Holland, I enjoyed it. I went when I was a baby, like to visit. And I remember going to Belgium I actually don't remember going to Belgium. I actually had a layover in Belgium. That's the only time I've been to Belgium. So, when I went to the Netherlands in 2003, it was like for 2 weeks, and remember meeting family. I remember playing hide and seek with my family. So I remember going out to eat and doing that. So um, remember going to a museum and seeing art like Van Gogh's art and Rembrandt. Vaguely, though. I really need to go back to the Netherlands. If I can, I'd love to go back, so. Like, every year my family goes on vacation, I usually go with them, so I may try to convince them to go to the Netherlands next year. Granted, I want to see an Ajax game, so if I ever get the money, I want to go to the Johan Cruyff Arena and see both the men's team and the women's team play in the Eredivisie, and Vrouwen Eredivisie, which is the women's league, so. Just to see, them. Just to say I've been to an Eredivisie game. I've been to a Real Madrid game, though, or La Liga game in 2019. So. I remember, there's this Dutch breakfast. Well, it's part of a breakfast, and it's gonna sound really weird to non-Dutch people. But this thing is called, I don't remember the brand name, but if you're Dutch, you can easily tell me. It's like a white box, and, it's like the Rider or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but, I know it as Chocolate Hill. So if you're Dutch and you know what I'm talking about, and you're watching this on YouTube in the comment section, uh, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I used to have this a ton as a kid. Not so much anymore because I've been trying to lose weight for a while, and I've actually been successful in losing weight. So I did have it actually when I went on vacation, though. This past year, we actually managed to get it into Italy. It's not sold in Italy, so, but it's a Dutch snack, so, um, so yeah, it's called Chocolate Hail, and it's mainly have it for breakfast. And what you usually do is it's like chocolate sprinkles, basically. You can put it on, like, I know you can put it on ice cream, but I've always put it on my bread, so. I would like, for breakfast, growing up, I always like make put bread in the toaster and then put butter on it, and then actually put chocolate hail, sprinkle some chocolate hail on it. And actually have it, and I would always like it's essentially chocolate sprinkles, and you put it on bread and butter. I used to love that as a kid. I remember when I remember one day I ate it so much I actually got sick. So that's how much I loved it. Now I really will have it only for like Christmas now. I'm not sure if it's a Christmas tradition or what, but I remember having it a ton as a kid, and it's not really sold here in the US. So that's a Dutch treat for me. Not sure if you'd classify. I'm not sure if anyone from Holland or anyone that's Dutch would classify it as a treat, but to me it is. It's kind of like, it could be like like how the English would view Lucozade, just another drink. But to me, who doesn't live in like Holland or England, it would be a treat, considered a treat, because it's not sold here in the U.S. like Lucozade and Chocolate Hill. But I know those two things aren't related. But the point I'm trying to make is if I have Lucozade, because I mentioned that earlier in my stream, if I have Lucozade or if I have Chocolate Hill, it's a treat. But where Lucozade is commonly drinking or where Chocolate Hill is commonly ate, it may not be considered a treat to them, but to me, because it's not really sold here, it's not really common to have it. It's like a treat. Like for those of you that actually like to eat, because I'm a bit of a foodie. For those of you that like to eat, what's something that you really only have like that's considered like a treat that very special, especially if you're like me and you are an immigrant, or you're a child of an immigrant and you don't grow up in the country, or like you're growing up in a country. Hold on, let me make some subs. You're growing up in a country where your parents didn't grow up. And maybe they introduced to you and they took you to like whether they brought the food that they grew up and they liked to your country, or they took you to their country and you liked certain food, and you have that at certain times of year. Are there any things that you like, any foreign food, even if you're not like children of immigrants and there are foreign food, or you're an immigrant living in a new country, in another country. It doesn't have to be new, but what are some foods that aren't commonly that aren't commonly available that you like, or foods that you miss from your old country? So, from your home country, because yeah. It was like when I lived in England, I missed the American made. I missed the American Fanta. The American version of Fanta, because I don't know, for those of you that have ever had the Fanta made in England and the Fanta made in the US, but both are actually made differently. And the reason I learned is because in England specifically, there's a thing known as a sugar tax, and I think sugar's taxed in England. So the reason Fanta in England tastes different from Fanta in the US is because of that. And the Fanta in the US is more sugary than the Fanta made in England, and I prefer the American made Fanta to the British Fanta. But stuff like cream soda isn't really commonly sold in the UK, and root beer is not commonly sold in the UK. So when I was living in the UK, I would miss Fanta, the American made Fanta, the root beer, and cream soda are some things I would actually miss. But now that I'm living in the US, there are some British treats that I miss. Oh gosh, I think it's Nestle that makes them. I know Nestle has a bad reputation, and at least I don't know if they've changed, but if they haven't, I really shouldn't really, pay them for their goods until they've changed. But I think it's Nestle that makes it's a certain type of chocolate that you really can't find here in the US. And I need to look it up. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And I'll get it I know it sounds a bit trashy, but there's a gas station from when I lived in England last year. And I'll get it across the street I'd always go to the gas station maybe like a couple times a week and actually get it. And then there's the Hasbro gummy bears that are made differently in the UK. Those are I haven't found them here in the US. I've only found them here in the US once at like a Walgreens, so I would have to maybe go back to that Walgreens to see if they have it. And I actually went to that Walgreens when I first came back and it didn't have it, so it may have been a one-off thing. So, but then there is the chocolate I mentioned. Can't remember the brand. I can see it, but I just can't remember the brand name. And speaking of unhealthy food, so the brand name I don't remember, but I'd have to see if it's available on Amazon once I remember. So, oh, then Marks and Spencer is not. You don't have that here in the U.S. and oh gosh, I really cannot remember the name of the snack, but I know it's only sold at Marks and Spencer's. And they continue to sell it, at least when I was there in England, because I went there on vacation in 2017 and then in 2021. Well, 2017 was because I had a family member graduating university. But in 2017 it was for vacation, and the flavor of the snack they didn't sell anymore, but they sold other flavors. I didn't really bother to try it, but that specific flavor I would really wish they had made when I was in England. And then of course Lucozade, you don't get here in the US. And then Solo, which is I believe a Caribbean drink. It's actually sold in the UK because you have a lot of people from the Caribbean living in the UK. But yeah, Lucozade. So Dr. Pepper, I know it looks different. The bottle looks more or less like the Dr. Pepper Zero. It looks like the Dr. Pepper itself. The drink looks or tastes the same, but the branding looks different. And Coke more or less tastes the same, in my opinion. It's just the Fanta that is different. So. I'm trying to think. So, like, if you're watching this, if you're watching this on YouTube, where are you from? And if you're not from the U.S., what are some American snacks that are sold in America that aren't sold in your country that you really like if you've been or had? And what are snacks sold in your country that aren't sold in America that you would recommend? Had Nando's actually in the UK once. I didn't really like it, but I'll tell you one thing I do like is the English tea. Sorry, I've had American chicken and I've had English chicken. The Americans do it better, but the English do the tea much better than the Americans. It's advance. So final scores in the friendlies, or is it a women's international tournament or is it a friendly? Because if it was a friendly, it's an international friendly. Its rules is an international friendly, so. It's gonna be a game for us against Sparta Rotterdam. Team stats. Michal Barshin, who's played in one game. Everyone else has played in at least 3 games. Meanwhile, Chuba Akpom and Brian Broby are leading the team in goals, so that's also let's also go to settings to make it a little more difficult. So semi-pro, that's why. So professional. So I think we are good in terms of players. Hope Ruli was signed to Sporting CP. Good. I like Ruli, but I'm glad he was signed. So when are we getting Spicer coming to the team? I will actually one unread message. So yeah, we can start Chuba. I will be right back. I have to go use the restroom. All right, I'm back, and just to prove I drink water, in case anyone's doubting, I got me some Kroger purified drinking water. So, yeah. Kroger's, I know, an American store. You know for a fact it's You know, there are obviously stores in America because I've been in America and I've actually been to Kroger's. I haven't really seen a Kroger outside of the US that's actually have Hato. Traore's unhappy. Ramaj is unhappy. So we can definitely put them in. Akpom can actually start for Mika Holt. He's not going to play the entire game, but he will be playing. So I did say, well, let's have an Axel Dongen actually start. CO can actually start for Wrench. And yeah, I think that'll be it. Go ahead and play the match. All right, friendly reminder, if you can, I have more content on YouTube. So if you want to watch this stream and more content, there's the link to my YouTube channel. All right. It's 4:14 p.m. here. I'm going for nearly 2 hours, actually. That's pretty cool. I actually like playing the EA Sports FC series. I wonder if Julian Bass is related to Yuri Bass. Remember the name de Guzman, Jonathan de Guzman, Pel Clamel. Don't remember where, and maybe Saeed Bakari. Some of those names look familiar. I don't really memorize the other opponents' lineups. So, playing Sparta, and we allow a goal. This is same issue I had with Geronimo Rulli. They're unhappy with their playing time, but when I play them, they allow goals. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's 1-0 now. Or 1-1, I mean. Completely forgot the goal that Sparta scored. It was a beautiful goal by Sparta, by the way. Ryan Robbie scored. Alright, let's go ahead and take out, make the substitution for Chuba Akpom. Now Rasmus and the Dane come in. I know he wanted to play, and I did play him, so it wasn't going to be for the entire game because he needed some rest. So actually, Brian Brobby's now our leading goal scorer of the season with 14 goals, so that's good. He's averaging more than a goal a game, so... Oh, I thought that was going to go in. Thankfully, it didn't. Ah, we almost got it with Keon Fitzgerald. Ah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Prevented them from scoring, but actually maybe not as good as I thought because, you know, they still have possession. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. So let's go ahead and make a substitution. Ali Cliff can actually come out for Yuri Boss. Ah, shoot. That's not good. Had I stayed there, we would have actually deflected it, so... But that's my fault for giving up the penalty. I didn't want to let Glove to actually get a red card and then have us go down to 10 men, so I took him out. This is probably going to be my last game of the stream. I think I'm actually going to turn off my mic and my face cam now.
Brian Brobby. Read the pass well and cuts it out. There's a chance for them to go now. Nicely sets it up. And the goalkeeper keeps him out on this occasion.
Yeah, he wasn't far off from getting his second. He does look lively and you can see that he wants more.
And the corner is fired in. Only half the job done there. And the ball is claimed. Secure goalkeeping there. Promising looking attack, but it's come to nothing. A move of real promise now. And that's nice and easy for the goalkeeper. Taylor. Oh, that's been won really smartly. And that's nicely won to see off the threat. And with that, the first half in Amsterdam comes to an end. Off we go, the second half underway. That's a good ball. Neither side doing a good job of holding onto the ball. Well, Jeff Shreves is pitch side for us and has an update on that injury.
Oh, horrible injury to his shoulder there.
They could level it here. A terrific tackle. The chance has gone. Counter-attack coming. Away they go. Can they take advantage? Sent into the middle. And the cross far too deep for those in the middle. That's a nice cutback. Good score here. Well, that's as easy as it gets for a goalkeeper. Can he finish? Oh, really good goalkeeping there. Kenneth Taylor. There's a chance for the breakaway here. But able to deal with the danger decisively, well defended. In behind, can he finish? And a wonderful piece of goalkeeping.
Well, I just thought it was a goal. He's through 1v1, but the keeper does brilliant. Narrows the angle and shows great reactions to save that.
Scoort nummer 18, Quito Lano.
A short corner taken. A nice cutback. And they've hunted them down to win the ball. Oh, super challenge. He stopped a certain goal. Well, lots of us have been talking about it. Now the transfer has happened. What do you make of the move, Sue?
Well, there's been so much money spent over the past few years. When you look at this, it's an absolute bargain. He's a good player that's going to add a real quality. And I'm sure the clubs will be gutted to miss out.
He's in here. It's got to be. And there's another one. Valuable breathing space for them now.
Well, here we can see it again, and this is what he's capable of given the time and space. You've got to question the defending. Could they have got a tackle in earlier? It's a wonderful solo effort, though.
The game kicks off again with the score 3-1.
Nummer 19. Amelia.
That's not a bad-looking ball. And this could be. It might still happen. And the goalkeeper has got it back in his grasp.
Well, he's certainly relieved he could gather that, but what a brilliant initial save.
Dames en heren.
There's a chance for them to go now. Well, it looked so promising, but it's come to nothing.
Er is genoeg ruimte voor iedereen.
And they've got it back now. Down nicely and in. Oh, he saved it.
Well, he's denied a certain goal there. It's fantastic reflexes.
Into the box it goes. And a really good bit of goalkeeping to keep out the headed attempt. And they go again with another corner. And he's done well to punch that clear. Really good pass. Oh, a great chance. Well, not the easiest of saves, but you'd expect him to probably stop that. What a chance here. And the keeper's done really well to keep that out.
Well, if that went in, you just feel the result would be beyond any doubt. It is still in the realm of miracles, though, at this point. They do need something quickly now.
Yes, not just... Now, this has to be. Must be. It's in. Well, don't write them off yet. There's the goal that keeps hopes alive.
Well, here's the replay, and it's so impressive how quickly they go from back to front. And then through on goal, he decides to go for power. Absolutely smashes it past the keeper. And you have to say it was a good finish.
So yet another goal. 3-2 now, and off they go. Well, ambitious effort. And that was not a good effort, nor a good choice.
Oh, that's a poor attempt, that. He had other options. And you can see his teammates are frustrated with him for attempting that.
Under a bit of pressure here. And the work pays off as they get the ball back. In behind, can he finish? Could be now. And there's his second of the match, leading the way for the team.
Well, we can see it again now, and they're so dangerous in these transitions. The speed of the counter-attack is really impressive, and it's a brilliant finish. He strikes through the ball. The keeper has no chance. It's a superb finish.
And the game gets going again at 4-2. Well, that brings the match to a close. A frustrating day for the fans.